Brisbane City Council wastes a huge amount of money widening roads to carry more cars, but only puts a relatively small amount of fund into great projects like this one. This space behind me used to be a concrete drain, just a long, straight channel that the water flowed through. The council's done a really good job here of taking away that straight concrete drain and instead allowing the creek to take a more natural meandering form. So this is what the stretch of Norman Creek that runs through Hanlon Park used to look like. It doesn't offer any real habitat for native animals, and it also doesn't hold much water in the landscape because there's no native vegetation. And you can imagine how cool it would be if this stretch of Norman Creek was also revegetated and rejuvenated, and we replaced this straight concrete drainage channel with a meandering natural waterway. This creek was actually flooded quite badly in February, but things are recovering pretty well, and all the new vegetation has done a pretty good job of holding together the creek banks and reducing erosion. The council, I think, has done a pretty good job as well of creating some wider basins that are almost like water holes that can store extra water when there's really heavy rain and mitigate those negative impacts of flooding. So this is kind of an example of what some designers call blue-green infrastructure. But we'd like to see the same thing happen along other creeks throughout Brisbane. You could do this in parts of Western Creek at Milton, Downfall Creek up around Chermside, and even Stable Swamp Creek down at Cooper's Plains. When we think about adapting to a world with changing climates and potentially a much hotter city, preserving and rejuvenating these green spaces and waterway corridors is going to be a really important part of adapting to that changing climate. If you want to see more creek and waterway rejuvenation projects in your local area, put some pressure on your local councillors. And if they aren't serious about restoring these urban waterways, vote them out.